Hello guys, welcome to a brand new episode of our full playthrough of Agatha Christie's Hercule Poirot, The London Case. I'm TJ, and so we got a really good start in the previous episode, which covered the prologue in chapter one, and so we got introduced to a huge number of characters. We got introduced with the guy that you saw in front of me, Arthur Hastings, who keeps an eye on who runs the insurance portion of the Lloyd's of London. So if you guys don't recall what the Lloyd's of London is, it is a really huge insurance firm that oversees a lot of special handling, like special artifacts and all that stuff, including the painting that he and Poirot were assigned to keep an eye on. But apparently that got stolen. So it got stolen right before the premiere, the preview gala at a London museum. We've also run into Anastasia Babanin, who is from, is it Russia or something? I forgot where. But she has a certain accent, and Hercule Poirot was attracted to her. We've also run into Florence Farquhar, who is an art critic from London, and looks like Hastings has taken to a liking with her. And then at the night of the premiere of the preview gala of the Pertinent Magdalene, we ran into, starting off with the director, or where's she at? Oh, hold off on him. Where's she at? Evelyn. Is it Evelyn? Yeah, Evelyn, who is the curator of the London Museum, in which she was in charge to run the whole special event to show off the portrait of the Pertinent Magdalene. Penitent. I apologize. Penitent Magdalene. I knew that sounded off. So we also have encountered, let's see, Betty Allen and her husband Johann Christensen, which is right here, and they had a bit of an argument. Well, here's the thing. So before I talk more about the couple, Johann and Betty Allen, we've also been introduced to Irene Kortsmith. She is an artist, but in terms of her personality and the way she presents herself, she likes the center of attention. So I'm not sure how that's going to play into all this. There's the bishop of the Archdiocese of Southwark, Horace Mountjoy. He's very judgmental. So, in spite of being the son of God and all this stuff, very judgmental. I don't know how or even why he's a judgmental person. We'll probably learn more about that later on. We ran into Mark Allard. Oh, well, he was the porter in the prologue, so we're not worried about him. We've also run into a politician, Mortimer Aylesworth, who was a very smart guy, but he likes to do a lot of charity work. But right before the event started, he suffered a heart attack, and so he's doing fine now. I mean, Arthur, Zachariah, and Hercule Poirot checked him out. He's somewhat recovered, but he's doing okay right now. And speaking of Zachariah, he actually returns. If you guys recall, he is the older brother of Gideon Demir from the first game, the first cases, and also the brother-in-law of Angeline Van den Bosch. So it's a bit of a surprise, but not really a surprise that he's in the sequel. I mean, it's surprising that he's the returning character aside from Poirot from the first game, but he does live around the London area, and I like that he's now doing some good work as well too. He's helping out, if I remember correctly, what happened to his character. He's helping out war veterans from PTSD and all that stuff, their experiences. So he's doing a lot of good work for them. And so now back to Johann Christensen and Betty Allen. They had Johan Christensen did something to Irene that caused her to spill or to splash his drink onto Johan, and then afterwards, he and Betty Allen, I guess, got into a bit of an argument about something, and then Betty walked away. She walked out of the museum all of a sudden, and this was right before the painting disappeared. So we have some ideas as to who might have stolen the painting. So right now, Betty wasn't accounted for when the preview gala was supposed to take place. So she could be a possible suspect, even though we have a lot of suspects in the entire guest list of the preview gala. I mean, obviously, even though he's our partner, we can't really rule out Arthur Hastings, but I mean, he did see Hercule lock up the room that's supposed to hold the penitent Magdalene. But you know, anybody's fair game in this one. So I highly doubt Zachariah would be a suspect. So I'm going to rule him out simply because of his relationship and friendship with Hercule Poirot. So that's that. So it could be any of these guys. Mortimer Aylesworth, he had a heart attack, and then that distracted some of the guests, including Hastings and Poirot, and Zachariah as well too. So I don't know if that could have been a ruse or a perfect time for the painting to disappear. Johan and Betty Allen talked about something. Betty disappeared, so like I said, she wasn't at the preview gala when the painting disappeared. So she could be a heavy possible suspect as well too. It could also be the curator. I mean, she might be under pressure as far as being the only female to lead such an event amongst a bunch of men. And if you know, like, the era in the early 1900s, that type of mentality wasn't quote-unquote accepted. Well, I think London at the time was a little more accepted, but if you got to remember, especially from India too, like India was, I think, if I could be wrong, I mean, you guys can prove me if I'm wrong, but it's the early 1900s, the fact that they had, like, ladies demonstrated that they had their own mind wasn't really accepted into society, which I think sounds ridiculous. I mean, a woman has to have their own mind, and I like how they've evolved to what they are now. You have politicians, you have coaches, you have athletes playing sports and all that stuff. And so now, but now she's also leading a preview gala at a London museum. That's really big. That's a big step, especially for someone. But yeah, she's also a student of Oxford as well too. So she's a headstrong lady, and I don't know, like, if I might rule her out as well too. I don't think I could consider her a suspect, but knowing Hercule Poirot, he's going to consider all possibilities. Florence, speaking of Farquhar, I forgot to mention that in the prologue, she lost her cigarette case twice. Once when Mark Allard accidentally bumped into her while she was carrying the suitcases, and then the second time was when in the room, someone supposedly snuck into her room, took the cigarette case, and it was somehow placed in between, I think, a wall or a set of pipes that was located by, I think, Anastasia. So we're going to proceed on to the case. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities into this. I mean, the first case, starting off with the first cases, certain things narrowed down real quickly in terms of motive, like the causes and all that stuff. But this one's going to be a little more tricky because we're going to examine the scene of the crime, see what Hastings thinks, and we'll also see what Hercule Poirot thinks as well too. So let's take a look at this, the preview gala room first.
Huh.
And I also forgot I could rotate the room too. That wasn't there when Poirot locked up the room. Possibly to the vent? That's probably too small. I could be wrong though. Skylight. Oh, from above. Oh. No, that's not the case. Otherwise, the glass would have been around this area, not right over there. Where did that glass come from? Let's see what else is around here. Opera glasses? I wonder how, though. The vase was knocked out, or knocked down, excuse me. Probably when they were trying to get the painting out. Let me see if there's anything else here.
Oh.
That probably explains why there's a rip on the wall where the painting was supposed to be.
Oh.
I don't see how. Well, hold on, let's take a look. Oh, we still got this. I just mentioned about this. We still don't know who stole Ford's cigarette case.
Logical thinking shall always prevail.
Okay. Either a toppled vase or broken glass found on the floor. Let's see.
Another success. I never doubted myself.
Alright, let's see where else we can go. Maybe the restoration room? I'm gonna examine that painting. Let's look over here. I gotta use the restroom real quick. Looks like I gotta speak with Evelyn about that. Be right back. Alright, my apologies on that. Had to use the restroom real bad. Alright. Let's see. Down in the main hall, we gotta get the key from... Huh? Oh, you know what? How about that? Hold on, let me see the glasses. Let me see about the glasses. Hang on a second. So that's anything. Yep.
Gentlemen, I have called the police and they should arrive shortly. What can I do in the meantime?
Do you still hold the master key?
Of course. You are the only other person who has had access to it.
Très bien. Please keep it close. I believe the thief may be one of the guests here today.
Magnifique.
I highly doubt it. We're keeping all our options open.
Monsieur Hastings, I pose this question to you. If Mademoiselle Warbeck still has the master key...
Is she not a suspect herself?
Très bien.
Mademoiselle Warbeck is likely not our thief. The real thief did not care about the museum and what is hung on its walls.
At some time during this evening's festivities, the key was taken from her pocket and used in the restoration room door without her knowledge. If we find the pickpocket, we will uncover our painting thief. First, we must search the restoration room. Mesdames et messieurs, your attention, please. I am Detective Hercule Poirot of the Belgian Police Force. I was charged with the safety of the penitent Magdalene painting on its voyage to London from Belgium. The missing painting has indeed cut the celebrations of the gala short, and so I consider my duty to be, as yet, incomplete, still ongoing. With your cooperation, I ask that you all remain within the building, and I intend to speak with you all individually.
If I was the thief, I would certainly be worried after a speech like that. I just wonder if... maybe I should let you do the questioning.
Monsieur Hastings, the painting's safe return also falls upon your shoulders.
I know, but I can make myself useful elsewhere, see what clues I can find.
He was just in front of you like 2 seconds ago. Oh, there's 3 to leave? What the hell? Alright, so here's the timeline right here. Hastings and Poirot secure the painting and in the room, and then Sometime later, everybody gathers together and speaks with one another, and this is where the champagne incident, like I said earlier, was when Johann Christensen said something to Irene that triggered her to splash champagne onto him. And then down after that, what's his name? What's his name? Damn, I can't pronounce his name. Aylesworth, jeez, oh my god, Aylesworth suffers a heart attack. Let's go back to the timeline here. That's not it. There we go. And this was right before the lead up to the preview of the Penitent Magdalene, in which everybody walks in and they discover that the painting itself is missing. So, let's figure out the web here. So they came from the West Wing before the Champagne incident. Johann entered the West Wing after the Champagne incident. Betty and Johann came from the West after the Champagne incident. So before and after, they came from the West Wing, okay. And then, let's see, Irene and Florence entered the West Wing together. And then they both return to the main hall before Mortimer Aylesworth collapses. Stumbled into the East Wing and collapsed on his way back to the main hall. And then Horace and Mortimer enter the East Wing together. I wonder if these are linked somehow.
I should consider this. The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
After the Champagne incident? Hold on. Huh? Came from the West Wing. Horace is unaccounted for. Or no, hold on. Got a new achievement, 10 deductions, nice. Yeah, so where was he before? Okay, I get it now.
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
Okay. So Irene and Florence were unaccounted for before. Huh. Oh, sorry. Okay. So I get it now. Irene and Johann come from the West Wing before the whole Champagne incident with Irene. And then... let me see something. Johann entered the West Wing after the Champagne incident. Oh, I see what they mean. So he went to the West Wing, leaving Betty alone, in which that could have been an opportunity for Johann to take the painting. I see what they mean. Now, as for this, Irene and Florence enter the West Wing together, and then Irene enter the West Wing together. So, Irene, hold on, why aren't you accounting for Florence in this one? Okay, and then how about this one right here? Aylesworth reaches the East Wing before he collapsed. Okay, I get it now. I think it's just the way it was worded in that timeline. Okay. All right, let's interview or interrogate everybody here, starting with Horace.
Bonsoir, Your Excellency.
I should be addressed as Your Grace.
Pardon. I did not mean to offend, Your Grace. It's just that in Belgium...
It is quite all right. None of us can choose where we're born. Now, what can I do for you? If I must, I was talking with Mr. Aylesworth for a time. Some strange opinions, that one.
Would you care to elaborate?
You were not present for that conversation, and I hardly think it appropriate to involve you now. Although, I will say he was rather keen to see the orrery from the balcony. He left, and I spoke briefly to that actress, but she wandered off looking for her husband. Up the main stairs, I think it was. Who would have thought the reveal of the missing painting would cause a man to take such a turn?
Perhaps a warning to us all that such a scare could come at any time.
Are you trying to say that is what's going to happen to me?
Your Grace has misinterpreted my meaning. But on the matter of where you were at the time...
Then maybe you should think before you speak. And I was talking with a young Russian girl.
Anastasia? Oh, get off of her.
Merci, Your Grace.
So he found, or she found him somewhere around the West Wing?
Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
Madame Warbeck, a moment of your time, if you will.
I was rather busy, as you saw, especially with Irene and her disappearing act.
Disappearing act? An artist and a magician. She is a woman of many talents.
She was nowhere to be found. Is that better? She was supposed to help me organize everything. Then I saw her throwing her glass of champagne at Mrs. Allen's husband. I was hoping to speak with her after, but I didn't see her again until she was calling down from the balcony following Mr. Aylesworth's collapse. Mr. Christensen, Betty Allen's husband. After the theft, on my way to telephone the police, he was looking for something in the West Wing.
Merci, mademoiselle. That is all for now. Bonsoir, Mademoiselle Babagnan.
Please, Detective. Surely we are past those formalities.
What you may consider a formality, I consider etiquette.
Well, I had the pleasure of meeting the other guests. I feel so fortunate just to be invited myself.
Modesty is the color of virtue. Now, mademoiselle, you were saying...
Oh, yes. We all gathered for that delightful photograph. Then I spent some time looking at all the wonderful art. I did notice the actress and the politician returned to the main hall together.
And the other guests?
I saw Bishop Mountjoy and the politician, oh, forgive me, I forget his name, leave towards the east wing together. It was much earlier in the night. Well, before that.
You have been as enchanting as always.
Is there something... Things are beginning to become clearer.
Mademoiselle, if you have a moment, I wish to ask you some questions.
Look around you, Detective. Out of the ordinary is the ordinary here.
Regarding the guests of the gala, you had the opportunity to speak with them all?
I met that delightful Farquhar girl, the art critic. With any luck, her article will finally give me the respect I deserve.
Your talk on the balcony went well, I presume.
Well, indeed. We weren't up there for long before the poor politician was struck down. What luck for there to be a doctor at the scene. And for us to have a detective here, too. Before I wasted a perfectly good glass of champagne on that man, you mean?
That is certainly one way to tell the story.
I'd hardly call him trying to push himself upon me as a story.
With his wife in the same room?
You think a man with that much arrogance cares? Women are nothing more than objects to him. One day he'll learn his lesson.
So he was trying to flirt with her. What a cheater.
Merci, mademoiselle. That is all for now. Bonsoir, mademoiselle.
It seems trouble follows you, Detective.
So it would appear. And the faster I am able to ask my questions, the faster this trouble will be resolved.
I saw Betty leave the main hall and head for the West Wing after the whole champagne debacle. What do you think that was all about?
It is not my job to speculate on such private matters. It is to uncover the location of the missing painting and who is responsible.
If there is someone who can, it's you, Detective.
Merci, mademoiselle. That is all for now. Bonsoir, Monsieur Christiansen.
Detective, what a mess you have on your hands.
That is certainly one way to describe it. Perhaps you can begin to help me to clear up this mess.
I was with Betty most of the evening. She wasn't feeling herself. I'm glad I didn't leave and miss out on all of this. Don't tell me you don't get a little thrill when a new case appears.
I do not think about such thrills, Monsieur Christensen. Only justice.
All business, no pleasure, I see. I remember seeing the priest.
The bishop.
Yes, him. He came down the stairs just before Mr. Aylesworth recovered. Maybe.
I didn't mean to press that.
Oh, you saw that.
I believe every soul in the museum did, or at least heard the commotion.
So I look like the bad guy, That's what you get for standing up to a bully, I suppose.
A bully?
She made some pretty awful comments about Betty and her career. And I wasn't just going to stand by and let her say whatever she wanted. You should lock her up for what she did to me. She's unhinged.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to say. Why did he stay when Betty left him?
Are you married, Detective Poirot?
I am not.
Then heed my warning. If your wife, whenever she comes along, wants to be left alone, you leave her alone.
Merci, monsieur.
I thought I would make myself useful, and I think I found some things of note.
Bon, I shall go and retrieve them now. You were wise to not touch them and contaminate any evidence.
Oh, I didn't think about that. I did only move them to the West Wing.
Fantastic.
What a revelation. Voila.
It's all free mind maps now.
What can I do for you?
Merci, monsieur.
Is this the West Wing? Yes, the West Wing right here. Can I go to the East Wing first or not yet? Oh, that is the West Wing. Never mind. Which one should I go? I'll go this way. Oh, there's no door. Oh, what's this place? Oh, wake up. What is that? Something on the bench. A shoe! What letter is that? That J? Or L? Cocaine? Who's sniffing what? I'm trying to figure out what symbol that is. Jeez. Wow. Okay, what's this? Florence Farquhar. It's locked. You can't get into that. You ain't gonna get that easily. It's a nice cannon. What? Really? You gotta be kidding me. You know what? Let me look around first. I know what that's for. Let's see the paintings here. Nothing. Can't go upstairs yet. That's the. What is that? There's something pink in front of the door right over there. Next. Oh, never mind. That's part of the frame, I guess. Oh, I gotta get water. Hang on a second. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was coughing up a lung. Alright, let's take a look at that diary because that has the key. Why would you drop something like that? Alright, let's go over here. A little peek won't hurt. Let's see here. Edward Gallery office. What's that supposed to mean? I mean the office. I'm not worried. What do you mean by office? Maybe the restoration office? Can we go to the balcony now? Oh, not yet. I feel like I'm missing something. Hey, Evelyn.
If it'll help retrieve the painting. Of course. I have the key.
Mademoiselle, the key?
I'm sorry. You said it yourself. I think I should just hold on to it.
I mean, he did tell her
I
that.
was not expecting Mademoiselle Warbeck's hesitation.
Mademoiselle Warbeck, I really must insist on access to the restoration room. I find your reluctance to oblige a little troubling, mademoiselle.
Now listen. I am the curator of this museum, and I...
Miss Warbeck, will you let the man in? I, for one, would like to get to the bottom of this tonight.
Please, Evelyn. Let's not drag this on all night.
Evelyn Warbeck?
Holy crap.
That's me?
Detective Inspector Hardwick. I was told a painting's been half-inched.
Yes, it's...
Stolen. Detective Hercule Poirot of the Belgian police, seconded by the Musée Royal des Beaux-Arts de Belgique and Lloyd's of London, to escort the penitent Magdalene here.
Seconded by the Musée Royal des Beaux-Arts de Belgique and Lloyd's of London. Dang, that's quite a mouthful.
How do you do, Detective Inspector Hardwick?
Well, thank you for that introduction, Mr. Poirot, but we won't be needing your help this evening.
But you see, not only do I have a considerable personal stake in this matter, I also possess undoubtedly the finest investigatory mind in all of Belgium.
I'm sure Belgium thinks you're the bee's knees, but we'll be just fine and dandy.
I must insist, Inspector.
Bloody hell! I don't have time for this. Will someone try and get through to this man before he does my head in?
Dear Mr. Poirot, I know you meant well, but perhaps now is not the time to push the inspector's buttons.
Très bien. Monsieur Hastings, the fate of the penitent Magdalene lies in our hands.
And Miss Warbeck's career, by the sound of it.
Then we shall waste no time. We have spoken with a number of the guests from the gala, but there still remains those who are absent. They may be able to offer a clue as to the thief's identity.
Then let's go and find them.
Let's keep going. Where am I going? I'm not moving.
Poirot, over here. I heard about the painting. Trouble just seems to follow you. If there's anything I can do to help.
I am looking for Madame Hélène. Would you know where I could find her?
If she's not on stage already or rehearsing, she'll be in her dressing room. That alleyway will take you to the back door.
Oh, I can see my reflection off the water. That's nice. Fast travel. Let me see this. Whoa! Okay, this is nice. Apartment building. Miss Colsham's hallways in the southwest. Hold on, let's look around here. Wait, what am I supposed to do?
What do you need? What can I do for you?
Merci, monsieur.
Oh, the pigeons don't want to fly away.
Aha.
Alright, the back alley it is.
This isn't quite what I was expecting from a famous star like Betty Allen.
What the hell happened here?
A famous star that is not on stage, nor in her dressing room.
You don't think something could have happened to her?
Combining the state of the room and her being absent, I fear something sinister may indeed be afoot.
What do you need? What can I do for you?
Merci, monsieur.
What's this one facing down?
Oh.
Dollar makeup.
Huh.
Okay, let's explain.
Huh. Aha. Oh.
Y'all had a flat spare key?
Huh. Ah.
What were they looking for here?
Oh.
Yeah, money, for instance.
Oh.
Probably explains the cracked mirror.
The answer was staring me in the face. Come, my little grey cells. This will not get me any closer to... One step closer to revealing the truth.
2. So that's a photo frame smashed with heel shoe.
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction. I cannot see the logic in this. The evidence suggests something. The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
What do you need? What can I do for you? The fact that there are valuable items remaining in the safe leads me to believe that the thief was looking for something specifically. Something that they knew would be present in the safe. Meaning they had previous knowledge of the contents of Madame Helene's safe. In effect, they must know Madame Helene herself. What do you need? What can I do for you?
Probably Johann. Or maybe Betty. She probably destroyed her own room.
Why, Mrs. Allen?
Yeah, this is tough. I gotta think here.
Madame Allen was behind the mess that lies before us. Filled with rage, she...
Did someone walk in?
What do you think you're doing in here? Security!
Pardon, Madame Allen. I do not wish to cause any alarm. I am Detective Poirot. You will recall from the gala.
Yeah, I remember you. Doesn't give you the right to be snooping in here.
Snooping, no. Waiting patiently, oui.
You can wait outside. I'll talk to you there. Well, go on then, shoot.
What do you need? What can I do for you?
Merci. Madame Allen. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Look, let's just get on with this, shall we?
I promise not to take up too much of your valuable time.
Well, thanks to Johann walking off, I got stuck talking, a term I use loosely, with Mr. Aylesworth and the all-important bishop, as he likes to consider himself.
Where did your husband go?
Beats me. But when I saw him next, he was being attacked by that crazy artist. You must have seen it.
I did. And while I do not condone such behavior...
If you are going to defend that woman's actions against my husband, I'll stop you there. Not really any of your business, is it?
I would not forgive myself if something improper had happened and I had not addressed it.
You've got nothing to worry about. I'm an emotional woman. Let's just leave it at that, shall we? I thought it was best to just get myself out of there. He may have bitten his tongue, but if I'd got my hands on her...
Your husband mentioned you were feeling under the weather, no?
Me? No.
Ah, je vois. May I also ask about the snuff box that was found?
I've heard the Brits like that stuff. Not for me, though. Sorry.
You have been most helpful.
What do you need? What can I do for you?
Merci.
I guess we go to Irene's hallway next.
Hello? Who's that?
Bonjour, madame.
You're not English. Where are you from? What are you doing here?
Madame, I am Detective Hercule Poirot of the Kingdom of Belgium's police force.
So what?
I was hoping to speak with a neighbor of yours. Mademoiselle...
She's not in. Are you...
Do you know how long she...
You can give her this. Tell her I did what I could with it.
I will be sure to do that. Adieu, madame.
A shawl? Huh. I don't know why she has that shawl like a dress. How high is this building? Can't go any higher, okay.
Huh.
Is that hair?
Aha.
From 10 analysis. Nice. Blue stain.
I told you last time you made a mess of things that if anything else was to happen,
So, you are blaming me for the painting going missing? I have poured my heart and my soul into...
Pardon. Perhaps this is a conversation that should be had behind closed doors.
This conversation will happen where and when I want it to.
What Detective Poirot means is maybe somewhere a little less public would be a better place to have it.
I am well aware of what your foreign friend was implying, and I shall give you exactly the same answer.
Let us not say anything that one would later regret. A moment to breathe for everyone, perhaps.
You do as much breathing as you want, as long as you find that painting.
What do you need? What can I do for you?
Merci. Your Grace, there are matters we really must discuss.
You do understand my time is valuable, don't you?
Merci, Your Grace. Mademoiselle, may I request a minute of your time?
What can I do for...
Can you not see that we're busy? I don't think you quite understand the severity of the situation, Detective Inspector.
I'm well aware, and I'll conduct my investigation how I see fit.
That just isn't good enough. How would you feel if... who am I kidding? You could never afford something like that.
I can assure you Detective Inspector Hardwick and his men will be doing all they can to find your missing painting.
Now you have some officer from another country entirely fighting your battles for you?
I speak on behalf of no one but myself, monsieur.
And I didn't ask you. Hardwick, get it found.
Right you are.
Will you allow some officer a moment of your time?
I'm a very busy man.
And then I shall keep my question short.
I'd say the heart attack was the most memorable part of the day.
Quite understandable. But before that?
I was talking to the bishop, or rather being talked at. He doesn't see it, but he gets quite heated. That's the last thing I remember. I did. That man just wants someone to listen to his incessant ramblings. I just couldn't stand there and listen to him anymore. I decided to walk away and see the orrery from above. Then I met that young lady, Betty Allen.
You two spoke?
Briefly, but she was looking for her husband, so I think her mind was elsewhere.
Well, that proves that they were at the West Wing.
I will not take up any more of your time.
If you want to deal with him, fine by me. If you want to deal with him, fine by me.
I still could get into the damn...
Detective Inspector Hardwick has made it quite clear that my valuable insight is not wanted. Perhaps I should find an alternative means of entry.
And I know just where.
Ah. Huh.
A ring? How the hell did the ring get in there?
Huh.
What do you need? can I do?
Merci.
Mm-hmm.
Let me talk with anybody that knows anything about this ring.
Mademoiselle, may I request a minute of your time?
What can I do for...
Can you not see that we're busy? I hope you're getting something out of wasting my time. Heated? Who said that?
They are the words of Monsieur Ellsworth.
Oh, the man is in politics. He should know what heated looks like. Maybe I was a little forceful. There was no one else around. How was I to know he was having a heart attack when he clutched his chest? It could have been anything. And when I saw he was in trouble, I went to get help. I suppose...
I do not believe Bishop Mountjoy was the instigator of Monsieur Ellsworth's heart attack, but it appears he does. He is quite rigorously trying to convince himself he is not to blame.
Merci, Your Grace.
Oh, thank God. Can I get the key now?
What can I do for you? He knows just how to push. He knows what this museum means to me.
That is clear to us all.
He thinks he can say and do what he wants because of his position. But if he thinks he can get rid of me that easily, this museum is my life. And if anyone, including him, tries to do anything to jeopardize that, I won't be held responsible for my actions. I'm sorry. The detective inspector was quite adamant I wasn't to allow anyone in.
Detective Hercule Poirot is not just any man, mademoiselle.
And modest to boot. I suppose it can't hurt. Follow me. There you go.
The key. It is in a far better condition than yesterday.
It was looking grubby and covered in rust, so I cleaned it. Is that a problem?
If you find anything else that may be of importance to the investigation, I ask that you leave it as you found it.
Aha.
Whoa. Left some paint.
Huh. Oh. Aha.
Let's see, one more. Scissors?
Oh.
So you have green, yellow, and blue. Looks like a left palm.
Oh.
What do you need? What can I do for you?
Merci.
Oh. Ah. Huh. Huh. Ah.
Use the other damn cotton. Blue paint in the key? But did the thief get paint on the key before they entered this room or after? Probably got it from the paint palette.
Where is the sense in that? Order and method. That is the way.
Wait, the key was clean though, right?
Something just does not feel right.
I should have known.
Hot on the culprit's heels.
Using the West Wing, then it smelled of turpentine. I think I get it now.
The answer was staring me in the face. I must take a different approach. What a revelation!
When the thief entered this room from the West Wing, there was no paint on the key. We know this because there was no paint on the key when they used it on the door to the gallery. But there is paint on the key when the thief locks the West Wing door after stealing the painting, telling us...
The key got covered in paint in this room.
Oui, and only after the painting was stolen. So... what happened in between locking the door to the gallery and leaving this room to lock the West Wing door? The picture is becoming clearer, and the paint is the key. The thief unlocked the door from the West Wing into this room, unlocked the door to the gallery, and stole the painting.
Then he tried to walk back through the restoration room.
They then returned, whereupon they laid the painting on the desk. The thief locked the door and returned to the painting. But then, an accident. They dropped the key into the palette of paint.
How can you be so sure?
We know because the paint palette was the only source of blue paint in the room that the key could have dropped in.
But why put the painting on this table, where items may be knocked or where they may be heard? Perhaps the answer is before me on the desk.
Oh, back to the desk. Maybe it's too big or too heavy.
Oh. Aha. Aha.
What do you need? What can I do for you? What can I do for you?
Merci, monsieur.
Yeah, to get to the storage area. God, what is that? The frame? Oh no. That frame right there. Oh yeah, because of that thing.
Gentlemen, have you
The
seen Miss
shawl.
Mahanian? She wanted to speak with me after the bishop was finished chewing my ear off, but it seems the pair of them have disappeared.
What?
I'm afraid not.
Can't have been that important then.
What do you need? What can I do for you?
Merci, monsieur.
What can I do for you?
Merci, mademoiselle.
Alright, we're gonna end the episode over here. So it looks like we figured out who stole the painting, but we gotta figure out where she's at. That would be Irene. Hence the shawl. There was a blue stain on the shawl. And the crime scene's contaminated with a bunch of handprints, mainly the blue fingerprints. That she looks like she used the box to push the frame for her to climb over the storage area and discard the frame. So she has the painting all to herself minus the frame. So the next episode we're going to continue on to chapter 3 and we will start off chapter 4. And let's see what Detective Hardwick has to say about Hastings and Poirot's findings. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next episode real soon.